Jan, you're a fan of spice, correct?
Yes, Matthew Rory. I woke up today explicitly on my calendar. It says Matthew Rory's going to spice up my life.
Spice time. You're also a fan of Dunk, I believe. This is Dunk Spice Wars. That's a dumb one. This is Dune Spice Wars. This is an early access game, as it says right here on the screen. This is a kind of a 4X RTS-ish kind of game. It's not... the movie came out. This is coming out like a year later. They announced this morning that Christopher Walken would play the Emperor in the second Dune movie. So this is a timely recording. This has been out for a couple weeks in early access. I have been fooling around with it a little bit.
Oh boy, yeah, that guy's definitely House Harkonnen. That guy. Yeah,
this game is quite a bit. It is one of those things where I start up, I play for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and I kind of go on to other things because it's so much to manage here. Let's go and get started. I'm going to play with House Atreides. You have obviously the Fremen, the smugglers. This is a game really about diplomacy and exploration. I forget what all the X's stand for in 4X. Exploitation, exploration,
X games,
expanding. I forget all the X's, but
xylophones.
Xylophone. So this is kind of the opening start. You get to pick which house you want to be. I'm going to go ahead and go with House Atreides. There's a lot of stuff to remember and keep track of in this game. You have your counselors. You can pick two of them. I'm going to go with a kind of a less authority to annex a village. You do a lot of that in the early game, and then Gurney is going to have a little more experience for my military units. There are a bunch of different sliders you can work with here in the beginning of it. What I didn't realize until we started to record this is that you can actually turn off all the AI players and play by yourself, which probably I should have done before now, because I wouldn't say... I'd rather kind of go. I'm gonna do this at some point and just go down the skill tree and learn about everything, because there is a lot to keep track of in this game.
Right.
You can also turn off domination is kind of the default victory mode, just winning by military victories. There's also hegemony, where you can be or hegemony is just kind of you accrue. We'll get into that in a bit, but also you can have a political victory, be like elected king of Dune. Let's go and start this game here real quick and get into it.
Yeah. So this, this is more Dune in terms of the books rather than the movie, right? Because there's no Zendaya.
I don't know if,
there's no Timothy Chalamet.
There's none of that kind of stuff here. Let me pause this real quick and we'll get shibbies. Oh boy, sorry, my mouse is doing something weird. I'm trying to pause the game. There it is. Real quick. So you start off with one big town city here. You're gonna have the first thing you need to do. There's no real kind of guide tutorial. You'll have a lot of tutorial pop-ups as you go, but you do have to kind of figure out a lot of things for yourself. I find this early on in early access. Real quick, what I'm doing now is I have my home base city, Arrakeen. I'm making some ornithopters, and I'm making a couple military units. I'm going to go get those started here real quick. Let me find my ornithopter. I'm going to set you to the first thing you got to do on Spice World is to go find some spice, because I have the spice meter here. I need to get some spices in my bank before I have to pay 80 tax in 24 days. And the thing I need to do first is make a spice unit, a spice harvester. And I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. Bunch of spice girls are coming in. I have a couple military units. I'm going to put them to number 1. And I'm going to move this over here. You really do kind of have to get going pretty quick on the spice stuff, because this tax will be due pretty quick.
Oh, jeez.
So I need to build a harvester and get the 80 spice in my bank before that happens. And if you don't really get moving on that pretty quick, you might have a little bit of a tax bill kind of come and due in a bit.
Okay.
Let me know if you have any questions, because there is a lot of stuff to talk about here. I'm attacking this neutral village. I'm going to go ahead and kill these guys off. They are, they should not be that terrible of a difficult fight here. The militias are pretty weak. I just walk over here and start whacking away. The combat in this game is pretty slow paced. This is, taking a bit of time. It's not kind of an RTS. The big thing I think for this game is to realize, you will realize early on, if you thought this was an RTS, it really is not. It's much more about politics and trying to expand your empire and trying to take over. You can definitely do a military victory, but a lot of this, I should turn on auto recon on. So this ornithopter now will just kind of float around and look for stuff. These can't be killed, so you kind of want to have your ornithopters running around and get in the lay of the land early on. You really do need to have a lot of you want to see the map pretty early on. Luckily here, oh dear. I am in the, I'm not in the middle. I really like having my base like up against the side of the map, so I can't be attacked from multiple sides, but I don't know if that's actually something that happens. Now that we have this village, I need to take control of it. And I'm going to do that by paying in authority and water. I only have a little bit of water to start off with, but I'm going to go and do that real quick because I need to have this base taken over before I can make a spice harvester and get some spice in my place. And it's also uncovered a water seller caravan. I can hire them to spread propaganda, or for authority, or I can get some Solaris. Solaris are your cash here. Let me know if I'm going too fast because this game really throws a lot at you.
It's just like trying to read the actual novels.
Yeah. So I have captured a village here. I'm going to go and really quickly make a spice harvester. That's a refinery. And these military units are now going to be healed up because they're inside the zone of this town. That's really good for me too. Oh boy. While we have a little downtime here while we're making this, let's go ahead and take a look at our units here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and do this little, it's telling me kind of what to do. Here is development research. So you do also have kind of a research tree here. It's not super crazily in depth. Yeah, I'm going to get for composite materials first off. This is going to make it a little bit easier to build construction in my villages. That unlocks when you capture your first village. But like I said, while we're here, let's take a look at our resources because there are a lot of resources to keep track of in this game. I have spice will be flowing in pretty soon. That'll go into my stockpile. I can also have this little meter here that will turn it into Solaris. You can kind of have a whether you want to keep your spice or turn it into Solaris, which is kind of your baseline cash. Plascrete is used for building buildings. You have manpower, which is kind of your population cap for all your military units and also your harvesters. Fuel cells are we're already running low on. Water, authority, Landsrad standing, and hegemony, which is kind of the it's there's so much stuff in this game that I kind of bounce. I've been kind of bouncing off of it pretty quickly. I don't think that's not a statement of the relative quality of the game. It feels like a pretty full-featured project, even in early access, but it's definitely just kind of a lot of stuff to keep track of. So the next thing I need here is definitely some probably water. And what you do for water is you take a look at the wind strength. Down here. So when you have high wind strength, you get more water from the water things that you build. You can't queue up more than one building at a time, which isn't too bad. I think I can get one more. Town here, so I'm gonna get with the water supplies that I have. I can capture one more town, and maybe we'll see a sandworm here as well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Are we gonna see some sandworms?
We might. You'll get warnings for sandworms as you fight, especially if you're on a desert, and also your harvesters will pop out sandworms as well. They need to be recovered. Hopefully, we'll see some of that as well. So yeah, like I said, there are 3 different ways to win the game. You can we'll see the Landsrad in a bit, which is kind of the political council that you can access and vote on different kind of things. And if you want to ever trade with anybody, just go ahead and What do you want? So this is the UI for trading in between people, and you can call up all these people who are.
How can I help?
If you want to trade resources or influence or anything like that, you can try to do these little trades here. So that's another aspect of it as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
It's
a
brave man, Matthew Rory.
I will say I was hoping this was maybe more of a RTS kind of thing. I'm sure later on there's more military units that you can add. Not a huge amount of. Oh shit! I gotta deploy this guy. There we go. Here comes the
Whoa.
airship to take my harvester to the spice field, and now I will start getting spice in my bank, and I need that. I have 14 days to get 80 spice. That goes pretty quick once you start with a harvester.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you really do need to. You need to keep a lot of things in track here, especially in the early game. You want to be looking for resources and looking for. Actually, now that we can do this over here, I'm going to build a water.
I thought there weren't guns in the Dune universe.
That might explain. I saw that movie. I don't remember very much about it. I believe there have to be guns. But there's no Paul Atreides, I know, so far in this game. So there's not much about the Messiah of Dune or anything like that. But now my ornithopters are going far and wide. I haven't seen any enemies yet. This map is pretty decently sized here. But what you kind of want to do is the really important thing is to not spread yourself too thin early on. Let me go and annex this one too. I'm down to 4 water. So I really need to build this water thing over here. And this is a high wind strength area as well. So I will be looking for... I actually need a process. I need plascrete is the other big one that kind of early on you really want plascrete. I should have captured this one first. Because this is plascrete. Plascrete is what you use to build all your buildings and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any questions so far, Jim?
I'm just here for the ride. I was ready to get really high off spice, but now I'm high off information.
It's a lot. I keep on saying that it is a lot to keep track of. But this is the early game here. I have a new development research. I'm going to go ahead and maintenance center construction. Sure, why not? Unassigned agent. Now we have the espionage interface. You can send your agents here. I've got Ralta. Does that say suck doctor? I think it says suck doctor.
Sock doctor.
I think it's is it sock doctor or suck doctor? I don't judge.
Same thing where I'm from.
So you have to now. You can infiltrate your opposing houses. You can send them off to Arrakis and a spacing guild, or you can do these little missions as well. It's a lot, Jan.
Yeah. So is there any story that is being told other than taking place in the universe of Dune?
I have not.
Some of those names sounded familiar, like Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah, those people are from the novels. I haven't seen a tremendous amount of story so far in this game. There's no like campaign at the moment. I'm not sure if that's planned for later on in development. I haven't really catched up to a huge amount with what is this over here now? Construction complete. Now I got some more water. That's good. That's what I need. The only thing now is authority. I am kind of running low on. It's weird. I have a maximum amount of authority that I can use, but you use that to take over villages. I really need to get plascrete going here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And my ornithopters are still going out. These scout units can't be killed. They can't be targeted by enemies, so they just will do this for the rest of the game, as far as I can tell.
Is there any other use for them other than scouting around? Or?
Yeah. So if you see these little crashed ornithopter, I'm going to go and take this one on. Ornithopters can go and do. They will. Oh dear, I'm in combat. Where am I? So oh shit, I have. Oh dear, I am being attacked by raiders. These are saches. I guess they're kind of the Fremen. But now I need to get over to my town and defend it. They came out of nowhere. But yeah, I got to go defend this town before it gets annexed back by the bad guy. So here, the ornithopter, like I said, you'll see these little crashes and things like that. You can send ornithopters out to what the do it, buddy? Come on. I'm going to send. Oh, I have to send a military unit to investigate, not an ornithopter. Here's an enemy ornithopter over here. Oh no, that's mine. But anyways, let's get this town back real quick. So it's a slower game than I thought it was going to be. I kind of was. It's not a reflection on the game's quality or merits or anything like that. It is definitely much more of a 4X game than a kind of build units and go out and kill things kind of stuff. Because you can expand. The first time I played this game, I definitely expanded way too fast, you run out of water. If people start, revolting against you and everything like that. So you really do kind of have to be cognizant of expansion speed. Did I get it? Okay, I'm coming back. That's liberation has happened here. What is this now? I need processing plant. I can't build a processing plant here for some reason. I don't think I've unlocked it in my research. So, anyways, let's go back over here and take this town over and start.
Yeah, that's a long way to walk.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike. You really don't want to. You don't need a huge amount of military units early on. The two that we have here can do a lot of the stuff that you need. These little tinier villages can be taken.
Or
this is an enemy ornithopter. Just taking a look around, having fun. Actually, let me go ahead and do this real quick. I'm getting with an ornithopter. So these little icons on the map are kind of little events that you can explore. There's another spice field over here too, huh? Should I take that away from my enemies? I don't know how far they are. I'm at the southern end of the map, so Harkonnen's definitely over here somewhere. It looks like I've already got a red border. I'm not sure where the other people are, but he's going to be coming in at some point. We'll see what happens at the first Landsrad. How about that? I'm going to resolve this little event. I have another ornithopter. Turn on auto patrol kind of a thing. And let's go take this other village real quick. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of game. I've received a trade request. He wants spice in exchange for influence. I don't see where my influence is tracked here. So I'm going to say no thank you, sir. I don't need your spice, and I don't know if I need... Who is this over here? Ranged Raider. Okay, so he's going that way. Let's go and take this village real quick.
All right, here we go.
I have some water coming in. I probably need to make more water at some point, but I'm running low on plascrete, and I want to save a little resources for building that plascrete factory, because that's kind of the basis of I got development research. So now I can build that processing factory. Let's see if I can do this over here. Processing factory.
Looked it up.
Need more plascrete.
There are some guns in the world of Dune.
Okay, you're on the wiki.
I did a quick Google search.
You'd figure that they have bombardment and like bombs and such.
Yeah,
seems to make sense that you could fire a gun or something like that. It's been a while since I saw that movie. I liked it well enough. I would say a more, if you're talking new, I think Blade Runner 2049 is more kind of my speed. But people know me from back in the day. I think Incendies is still his best movie. Fantastic film. I should have enough to take over this town here now, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to build a plascrete factory.
Been looking forward to it.
And here's a council coming up here. We've got some votes going on. I have this much influence, it looks like. I have 128 influence, so that's good. And I've got votes.
Otherwise.
What was that?
Where is that otherwise
I'm not sure.
Being tracked?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's only on this.
Oh, is it next to the yellow on top? Keep going. There you go. One more to the right.
This is plascrete.
Oh,
this
weird.
Is manpower.
It was the same number for a second.
Fuel cells. Yeah, 129. I think that's just a coincidente. But this is the Landsrad, and I feel like I'm going a mile a minute because there's a lot to cover.
No. I'm actually fully understanding everything, and I hate that it's convincing me to play this.
So this is kind of a preview of what's going to come up in 5 days. You can vote on these things that will affect all of the players on the field, or you can vote against them too. I don't know. Minor houses have, man, they're getting uppity over here. They've got a lot of influence over here. I'm doing pretty okay so far in terms of my influence.
Maybe we should have traded that influence.
Maybe I should have traded some influence. I got a lot of it. But let's keep going for now. Let's get to this Landsrad, and maybe if I can convince the sandworms to come out to play, we can take a look at that.
Whoa.
There's also there's a storm here now, and holy shit, a spice field has been detected. New village controlled, new Landsrad. This is going to stay here. I have a new agent to use. I'm going to go ahead and do. Friend? Yeah, this is. Whoo boy. So I'm going to get more intel. Intel is also another thing you need to keep track of. Intel is what you can use for some of these missions and everything like that.
There's influence. I think it was in that resources tab there.
It is. Yeah, I think it is. Sandstorm detected. These will kill units and wipe away facilities as well if you don't hide. I am going to try to stay in this village for now. Man, yeah. So this guy's just this is about where I get pretty overwhelmed with the kind of stuff that you can do and keep track of, because already I'm like, this is my kingdom right now, and my ornithopters are finding new stuff. This is a huge zone. Deep desert. I'm not even sure if there is actually a town here to build anything on. I need probably more wind facilities at some point. Let's see if I can build this Plascrete. I should probably have been doing that a while ago. Plascrete factory. There we go.
I thought you already built it.
I had not. I was kind of looking at this sandstorm over here. So at least now I kind of know that my enemies are over to the... I've not seen... There's a blue one over here. I'm going to take this guy and send him right over to Harkonnen land. Can you get there? You can. Okay, good. Just go over here and take a look. See what's going around. So for right now, I'm positive on all my resources, which is pretty good. I should probably get this other spice town over here as well, because that's a level 2, and I could probably take it. I think, yeah, let's go do that real quick. Let's get one more spice world set up here. Grab leftover spice. Ooh, boy, I can do that. Where's my ornithopter? One of the things that I'm not very good at in this game is to keep track of all these little icons that you can kind of do. Some of these you can just send an ornithopter over to collect it, but I've kind of defaulted to setting my ornithopters just to have auto recon on, just to take a look around and scout out. You can always go grab this stuff later. I'm assuming they can do that with their ornithopters as well, though is the only thing. So my Imperial tax now is 186. That'll be doing 18 days, but I already have more than that in the stockpile. So what I might want to do is less stockpile and more Solaris for the moment. That might be a good idea, because spice, as far as I can tell, I mean, obviously you want more in your stocks. What's going on here? Oh my god, what is it?
Oh boy.
Represented from Ix are visiting, missing the I. They're interested in scientific collaboration, research tune and develop. So this is one of those things where you can do one of these two. I can get one of these two, and once you're done, you can confirm I need to research tune and developments, or I need to get a couple of crashed ornithopter discoveries. Maybe I can work on that one for now. Let's see what happens. And here's the council vote here. Luckily, you can pause the game at any time. I would do that quite a bit because
there's a lot going on.
There is a tremendous amount going on. Water regulation plus 30% water upkeep. Since water is such a, kind of, I can add some. Do I spend these votes? They can be allocated to votes. Influence is lost when used. Okay, so once I go over a certain amount of votes, I start spending influence. I don't want this to pass because I don't think that water upkeep is going to be good. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do 50-50 votes.
Okay.
I'm going to try and get myself up into 30% authority production through the Landsrad. Let's do it. The only problem is if House Harkonnen decides to... you know what? I'd rather get this one to be sure.
Okay.
And now there's going to be probably horse trading in terms of influence and votes. Ooh, boy. Yeah.
What is this minor house? Is it just...
I think they're just a collection of other people who don't... Maybe it's kind of random other houses. I'm not up on my Dune mythology. Now what? I resolve, grab the spice. There we go. I got 92 spice. That's great. So have I built anything here? I took this over, but I don't think I did. Rare elements. I need a processing plant here. I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough Plascrete here. I need a little bit more. It's coming up. It's coming up. Okay, there we go. Now I got the Plascrete factory. That's going to kickstart my Plascrete production.
Boom,
and now we go over here and build my processing plant. Yay.
Let's do it.
Let's kill this town and take it over. But yeah, so there are, okay, more research. Good. Atreides merchants. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna just keep on clicking on stuff. What is happening here? Oh shit! Is that a sandworm? Why are you?
Oh.
Why are you? Oh no!
Oh,
It
no!
is. I missed the warning to recall
Oh no!
my spice harvester, and it has been lost. It has been lost. I think my military died over here too.
Oh wait, yeah. What happened?
I don't know what happened there. Maybe they were taken over by a spice worm as well. I am pretty much boned right now. I've lost my military units, and I'm not like totally. I can build another. I'm assuming I can build another refinery. Can I? Or build another spice thing here. I don't see an option to build a new refinery.
Oh, no.
Maybe I can do that through. Oh, harvesters. Okay, so it's building another one right off the bat.
Okay.
Cancel that. So it's already building one. Not the worst thing in the world, but embarrassing and not my finest moment. You can set the harvesters to auto recall when they have a spice worm alert. I did not do that. It reduces the amount of spice they take in, but I was also too busy trying to talk, and I missed the fact that there's a spice worm coming up. Luckily, we got it on videotape.
I
like I
kind
said,
of wish there was like a bigger warning because that seems pretty significant.
That was a pretty bad turn of events for me. I have enough stockpile here to pay my tax, so I'm not too worried about it. But that's a bit of a setback in terms of building up the stockpiles. So Jan, this is still in early access. It feels like a pretty full featured game. I think you can play the full thing.
Yeah.
It really feels pretty solid in terms of gameplay. Graphics all seem really well done.
Totally.
Let me see when this is. I have 2 days. Let's get this Landsrad council vote together, and then I probably need to build some fuel cells. But hopefully in this very short kind of look at the game, you've got an idea for what this is. Oh shit, raid detective. I don't have any. I can try to real quickly build a militia here. I don't think I can in time, but we'll see. No, they're gonna. I'm gonna lose this town because it's gonna take too long to build these militias. I don't have anything else built to go defend this town, so I'm about to lose this, and that sucks. And I have. I should have saved my game a little while ago.
Well, this is for demonstration purposes.
This
Rory.
is totally for. Okay, here we go. Deploy this guy again because it automatically built, and then I am under siege here. Let's get this council. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm. I cannot confirm either of these yet. I'm not sure what happened to the Landsrad thing. It should have. Here it is. It's coming up in 1 day. There we go. Preparation. The resolutions will be available in 1 day. I'm not really sure. Okay, so these are being voted on. Jan, Dune Spice Wars is pretty complicated.
Just like the series in general.
Yes, it's a lot to keep track of. It's a very, very full game. I hopefully if you've sat through the 20 minutes it's taken me to get to this point, you kind of know whether this is what you're looking for or not. I don't really play a huge amount of 4X games. It's been a while. I really liked back in the day, like Master of Orion 2. But this seems like a little heavy for me right now in my gaming lifestyle choice wise. I will keep track of it during early access, but hopefully if you've been watching this video, you know what this game is about and what kind of game it is.
Can I ask you something quickly, Rory?
Go for it, of course.
What is it about these types of games that appeals to you or to folks? Is it the management aspect, seeing everything pop off?
I like blowing people up. I like killing people. It's my thing. When I played Master of Orion 2, I used to build this, just turtle up, build, research the tech tree until you can make stellar converters, which are basically Death Stars, and then just have a huge fleet of those. So I like domination in the parlance of Dune Spice Wars, but it is a difficult game to really. Again, I think my main knock on this so far is that the military aspects of it are pretty kind of slow. You really do have to all this resource management to get to the point where you can actually build a military. It's what the game is. It's kind of like I said, maybe something that I would like to have a little more action, but that is only my personal opinion. I think the game is fine. I think if you're into this kind of thing, it's probably going to wind up being a pretty good example of a 4X game. But for me, right now, I think I would like a little more action.
Yeah, everything seems pretty fleshed out. An obscene amount of systems for something that is still in early access.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I keep on saying that, and I've lost.
And I say
this.
obscene in like in the most positive way possible.
Yeah. But that's Dune Spice Wars. Like I said, it's only 0.1.19, so it's still pretty early on, and it's about $30 I think right now on Steam. I'm not sure about other storefronts, but it is available to you now. If you would like to follow this along in early access, join the Discord, as every game in early access now says. You can submit your feedback and do your thing. But yeah, thanks for joining me today, Jan. I'm sorry this is more like an in-game look at what this game is. But yeah, I got destroyed. I lost my army and I lost my harvester, and that's enough of a setback to make me want to go shoot something.
You didn't lose your spirit though, Rory. That's fine.
I didn't lose my spirit. I haven't lost my spice either. That's still coming in. But thanks for joining me, Jan. Hopefully this is a quick, shall we say, a quick look at an unfinished game.